right, so picture this, right? A lake, but it's not just any lake.
Mm.
It's super old, like way older than the last ice age.
Oh, wow.
And it was actually born from like this crazy cosmic collision, so powerful that it left a mark that you can actually see from space.
No way.
Yeah, pretty wild, right?
Yeah.
So that is Lonar Lake in India, and well, thanks to this really cool episode of Hidden Wonders of India, we're going to take a deep dive into all its secrets.
I'm excited.
Yeah, me too. So it's not just any lake. It's actually an impact crater,
Wow.
which formed when a meteorite just slammed into the Earth.
Oh!
Yeah, like 52,000 years ago, so way back.
That's a long time ago.
Yeah. And get this, we're not just going to explore the science of this impact crater, but also this like unique ecosystem it created and all the myths that surround it. So much to cover.
Oh, really?
Yeah, let's do it. So what makes Lonar Lake so special? I mean, besides, the whole meteorite thing.
Well, it's actually one of the few impact craters on Earth that's found in basaltic rock. Yeah, it's the same kind of rock that makes up the Earth's, volcanic crust. So that makes it a super unique site for scientists who are, studying impact events and all that.
And just like planet geology in general.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so I have to ask, before we knew for sure that it was an impact crater, were there any other theories about how this lake, came to be?
Oh, for sure, yeah. For a long time, people just thought it was a volcanic crater.
Oh, okay.
Which, you can kind of see why, right? It's located on the Deccan Plateau, which is known for its volcanic history.
Right, makes sense.
But then they found these certain minerals, and the shape of the crater is so unique that eventually it all pointed to a meteorite.
Okay, that's fascinating. And this meteorite, it wasn't just casually strolling through space, right?
No.
Because the episode mentioned it was traveling at a speed of 90,000 kilometers per hour.
I know, it's crazy, right? It's hard to even imagine an object that big just hurtling towards Earth at that speed.
Yeah, talk about a bad day.
Yeah, the impact was so powerful that it excavated this huge amount of rock, created this crater that's almost perfectly circular, and left behind this super unique environment.
Yeah, so speaking of unique, the episode also mentioned that the lake water is both alkaline and saline.
Mm-hmm.
So for those of us who aren't, chemists, could you maybe break down what that means and why it's so unique?
Of course. So alkaline basically means the water has a high pH level.
Okay.
Which makes it basic, not acidic.
Got it.
And saline means it has a lot of salt.
Okay, so salty and basic.
Yeah, and you usually find either alkaline or saline lakes, but rarely both together.
Interesting.
Yeah, so this unusual combo, it makes it a really tough environment for most life forms.
That makes sense, but tough maybe, but not impossible, right?
Right.
Because the episode mentioned that scientists actually found microorganisms that are living in Lonar Lake.
Right.
And that these little guys, they could be similar to what might exist on Mars.
Yeah.
So are we talking potential alien life here?
Well, not exactly aliens like we usually picture them, but these microorganisms are called extremophiles.
Extremophiles.
Yeah, which means they can thrive in extreme conditions that would actually be deadly to most other life.
Oh, wow.
And the conditions in Lonar Lake, especially the alkaline and saline water combo, it could actually be similar to what's found on Mars.
Really?
Yeah, in certain regions.
That is incredible. So by studying these extremophiles, we could get clues about what life on Mars might look like.
Exactly.
It's like having a little Martian lab right here on Earth.
Yeah, it's amazing. It helps us understand more about where life can exist, both on Earth and, maybe on other planets.
It just blows your mind, all these assumptions we have about what's habitable and what's not.
Yeah, it really challenges our thinking.
For sure. All right, so Lonar Lake, definitely a scientific marvel, but there's more to it than just science, right? Because the episode also talked about all this Indian mythology surrounding it.
Yeah, for sure.
What kind of stuff?
Well, legend says the crater wasn't actually formed by a meteorite, but by the god Vishnu.
Okay.
Battling this demon called Lonasura.
Ooh, a demon.
And Vishnu, pushed the demon into the ground, which created the crater.
Wow, that is so dramatic.
Right?
I love it. And there's a historical connection too, right?
Yeah, totally. So that legend is actually reflected in a temple that's nearby.
Okay.
Dedicated to Lord Vishnu's victory. It's called the Daitya Sudan Temple, and it goes all the way back to the Chalukya dynasty.
Wow, so this lake has been important for centuries.
Yeah, it shows just how much cultural and historical significance the lake holds.
That's amazing. Okay, so we've got cosmic origins, we've got extreme life forms, ancient legends. What else could this lake possibly have?
Oh, right. I almost forgot about the color-changing water.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. It like shifts hues with the seasons, and it even turned pink back in 2020.
I know, that was wild.
So what caused that?
Well, it was a few things, actually. So, like, the salinity increased because there was so much evaporation during that super hot summer.
And then there was also a bloom of a certain type of algae that makes this pink pigment.
Oh, wow. So a combo deal.
Yeah, and it just shows how dynamic and sensitive the lake's ecosystem really is.
Yeah, and if a pink lake wasn't already intriguing enough, you mentioned that compasses actually go haywire near Lonar Lake
Yeah.
because of, like, magnetic properties or something.
Right, so that impact that created the lake, it left behind these minerals that mess with the Earth's magnetic field in that area.
No way. That's so cool.
Yeah, imagine trying to navigate there with a compass. It would be spinning like crazy.
Yeah, that would be super disorienting.
I know, right?
So Lonar Lake really does seem to have it all. Cosmic history, unique life, awesome legends, color-changing water. But there is kind of a shadow hanging over this incredible place.
Yeah.
Because the episode mentioned pollution and all this human activity that's threatening the lake.
It's true. Unfortunately, like unregulated tourism and agricultural runoff and, people dumping waste, it's all taken a toll.
And all that stuff affects the lake's chemistry, right?
Exactly. And that's what keeps those extremophiles we talked about alive.
It's just a reminder that even a place as old and as resilient as Lonar Lake can still be vulnerable.
Yeah, it's a shame.
But the episode did say that people are trying to protect it, right?
Yeah, definitely. Luckily, there are scientists, environmentalists, and local authorities. They're all working together to try to conserve it.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, they're trying to control the pollution, regulate tourism, and teach the locals about how important it is to protect the lake.
That is so reassuring to hear. It's just amazing. This whole deep dive into Lonar Lake has been super eye-opening.
It really has.
It's a great reminder that even in the most unexpected places, there are these incredible discoveries waiting to be found.
For sure. I mean, if a lake like this, born from this crazy violent impact and existing in such harsh conditions, can harbor life, maybe even give us clues about life on other planets, I mean, who knows what else is out there?
Right. It just makes you wonder what else is possible. Well, this has been amazing. Thank you so much for sharing all your knowledge about Lonar Lake with us.
Of course, my pleasure.
It's been a truly fascinating deep dive. For anyone listening, if you're ever in India, make sure to check it out. You won't regret it.
It's a sight to behold.
That's for sure. Thanks again for joining us, and we'll catch you on the next deep dive.
See you then.